if I was looking for sexy singles in my area, I would go to the meat market.
Yeah, you could. Yes, definitely. I can't wait for Godric to hang out in the meat market.
Sorry, I'm late, guys. Just got out of my chair, made it home in time. What's going on?
Nacho cheese.
Are we talking about Kismet's meat? Is that what we're discussing?
You're already dead. Is actually what happened. You missed it.
That's not a surprise.
Shit, I've been cut already.
As you can see, left side of my screen is.
Alright, as we start, just threw up the city map. It's got some pretty little pictures on it for you.
Pretty pictures.
Those of you that have been in Hope, the purple sickle and wheat is the market. Green is your swan pig. Little tavern there on the east, the west side. To the south, you have the Church of Charms in the blue, the medical hospital in the red. All the little gray teepees are refugee camps. Shitty little house. Your big 4 yellows are your barracks buildings for the guard, and the gold towers are actual cannon towers sitting in Hope.
Is this going to turn into a commentary about walls?
Not in my game, sir. Save that shit for another time.
And what's the scale that we're looking at here? Like, what's the diameter of this place?
About 4 city blocks.
Okay.
So all of these are relatively small establishments. Or are we? No, I guess 4 city blocks. I see what you mean.
Yeah, you can divide it up into 4 wards.
So what was that in the middle?
That is the marketplace. Meat market, bazaar, anything being sold in Hope.
It's where you hang your meat.
Alright, any questions before we start? Your last get out of jail free card before you all die.
I won't die, I'm a badass. Level 3.
What is the average airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
Alright, excellent. So, we have Nissa, you are near the Red Cross.
Yes. With my cart of children.
Your cart of children. Cass, you are also over in the Red Cross, between the Red Cross and the COC.
Gotcha.
Solaire, you would be just entering the marketplace.
Yeah.
Nacho, you are also in the marketplace. That is also where so I have Azrael also sitting in the market. So you basically have like your own little tinker shop / lockpick. You kind of work with a crew of tinkers. And we have Godric, Suki, and Rule. You guys would be at your place there with the swan pig. That's where we'll kind of start everybody for this campaign. Or at least start the session.
What's the red shield on the map?
That is the hospital, the infirmary. Alright, so time frame. We are about just getting into evening. It's starting to get dark. More so than standard of usual. The town is quite out in a ruckus. As those of you who have just entered the city are aware, as you came in, you passed a massive demon corpse that the guards had just killed. Those of you that were already in Hope, it's not that unusual. A nice little fireworks fight for you, but it was a larger than normal sized demon that was slaughtered. The unusual part that's taking place is you're seeing meat wagons from the marketplace head out to the demon.
Bet that thing will feed them for quite a long time.
So that is where we're at in the city. What are you all doing?
Okay, I had to go into the Red Cross and fix the kids. Balric told me so. And then I could take them to Lafitte.
So you're just gonna walk in? You're looking for somebody in particular? You're just gonna throw
No,
kids down? What are you doing?
I'm totally just gonna walk in the building.
Yeah, there are sick people, beds, and people running around all over the place. People eating on others.
Okay. Find someone that looks like they're healing, putting on bandages or whatever, because I know how to put on bandages. Go over and kind of poke them.
Sure, and you're pretty easy to see Iris there. She's kind of in the middle of two patients and hands full of both things, and you're gonna give her a poke.
Mhm.
Yes, I'm not busy.
Speaking in Elvish, obviously. Balric, kids, said bring here.
Wherever you can find a place to put them. She turns and goes back.
Reach in my pouch and pull out a blue shiny. Hold it up. He said give. You fix kids.
And she instantly drops what she's doing. Band-aids hit the floor. Oh! Balric, you said! And she grabs the stone. Where are his precious children? I've never met them.
Walk her outside to the cart.
She'll follow you out.
Point at cart.
She will gather the kids and head back into the hospital.
Follow her in. When done, go to Lafine. Pointed ear camp. Sister. Wave. And walk out.
Balric's with Lafine. Huh. Kind of dirty, if you ask me.
Now I'm gonna go wander around.
Alright. I fix my boy.
Good job.
So we left off. I was at the gate where they just killed. Now you just said they're carting up the meat, and it seems to be heading into the market.
So you are at the marketplace is where we left you off. Lots of wagons, pole wagons are headed out towards the front gate where the demon's corpse is.
Okay, now in this world, would eating demon meat be like completely like unheard of? What's the take on that?
It's pretty normal.
Okay, because it would be new to me, and I would be curious. If they are indeed putting the meat, we left off at the gate, and I was just going to casually follow it inside to see where it was going on. Curious to see if the people here are actually eating demon meat.
So you're not seeing anything cut up as of yet, just wagons are heading out towards it.
Gotcha.
These are more pull carts than wagons, to be exact, because there are no horses.
Okay. And like I observed that they're carrying some sort of tools, possibly to chop.
Yes.
Okay, that makes me curious. I'll follow one of them carts.
Do I see the exchange between Nisa and the people at the Red Cross?
Throw me a perception. Excellent. Do you speak Elven?
I do.
Yes, you understood and heard all of it.
And what does Nisa look like?
Hold on, I can show you.
She stands out.
She look like an adventurer?
Worse. She's getting a picture. So her actual armor is handcrafted, kind of bits, pieces, and this is definitely made from what you can tell is demon skin. Perception rolls good enough to know that this looks very handcrafted, all self-done.
Alright, Kaz is not sure why they brought her to a hospital, so she's just gonna go and follow after this strange elf.
She's walking around looking lost, and yes, she is barefoot.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Excellent. Nissa, roll me a perception as well.
Donk-a-donk. Nope.
Excellent. Godric, Az, Nacho, Rural, Suki. Anything?
Yeah, we're chilling at the Swan Pig, right?
Yes, sir.
I feel like I was watching this show, and I'm just kind of coming back to the Swan Pig after watching them kill this thing.
Your fanboy cloak all bright and sparkle.
I do. I'll walk back into the Swan Pig wearing it's the same sort of cut as it's a cape, but it's the same sort of cut as the guards have, only it's like tattered brown and crappy. It's a cheap cosplay version of what the guards wear. And
I love it.
Rule, I assume you're in there just chilling.
I'm just playing my loot, dude.
I'm turning him
I'm gonna
down.
come sit down next to you and say,
The guards bagged themselves a big one outside. It was a hell of a fight. You should have seen it.
Oh, that voice change. Kills me.
Righteous, dude, righteous. Gonna be some good eating.
Are you sure about eating that?
I mean, with enough seasoning, anything's good.
So, like, if Suki were to go outside and watch the show, like, could I come back with like a turkey leg, like a demon leg, or a like demon on a?
So if you wanted to pick it up at the market or try and get a hold of one of the butchers, you could try and get a hold of something.
Okay, yeah, Suki's eating demon on a stick.
Demon on
Yeah,
a stick.
that's served flat out there on the Swan Pig. Or are you trying to get some fresh stuff?
All right, anybody that's watching, if you hear any issues with sounds, please type and let me
Nah,
know
he doesn't have to.
so
be
I
fresh.
can adjust as needed.
Okay.
Hey, boss, what exactly do they spice that with to make it so?
You talking to Bofang?
no, I was talking to Suki.
Gotcha.
Did you call me boss? Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know. It's a little sweet, a little spicy.
Maybe some kind of teriyaki sauce or something.
Teriyaki. The fuck? Teriyaki demon. Yummy.
Alright, so you're out there in the market, you'll notice the crowd's starting to get rather large and seems to get a bit unruly. Nissa and Cass, you guys are going to notice that things start not to seem right. The crowd's getting a little hostile.
And I'm kind of floating around the edge of the market here. Like, I'm not pulling much attention to myself. I'm just kind of curious about what the hell's going on, going through some serious culture shock.
I want a better look. I'm gonna hop on top of some stands and get up, even if I have to jump on a building. Just like hopping trees back home.
Sure. So you're not actually able to see some of the first pull carts start to come back. And the merchant seems to have almost like hired bodyguards that are trying to keep the public back away from the meat as they're trying to come through. And more people keep showing up. There's a lot of screaming going on. There's a lot of pushing.
Oh. Alright,
I'll
well, I'm
go
gonna...
get-
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'll wander in and grab myself some demon on a stick while everyone's kind of preoccupied.
So you're going to go past the guards and the butchers that are working on it and get in there?
Yeah, I mean, I assume they're approaching.
I think
with
he meant from like an
on
actual.
carts to an approaching crowd. I kind of put two and two together that yep, they're eating demon meat. So I say fuck it, and I go get me some demon on a stick because when it.
So are you going to get it from the cart, a shop, or are you going to the demon corpse to get it?
Like in the market, like one of the hombres, like with their little demon meat on a stick cart, you know, $2 on a demon stick type thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a problem. You can definitely get a hold of some demon on a stick.
I'm gonna finish my my maw demon. while I'm watching them.
I'll, I guess try and get some food as well.
Fuck them hungry bastards. I know how to hunt.
What kind of crowd is this? Are we looking at like mostly human?
You have just a plethora mix of just about everything. Some of it's hard to say from the massive amount of starvation going on. You would guess they're human. Could be elf, half elf. It's really hard to say.
No, Baku, I'm not gonna do that. Nope.
So as more carts start coming into this, the crowd's now starting to scream and throw rocks at the wagons. And a chant has picked up. No hope, free food! No hope, free food!
I'm assuming we would hear something going on from inside the swan pig.
You can now, yes. This is not normal. You will have never heard this before.
Yeah, I'm going outside.
Yeah, if she look concerned, I'll snatch up the shield and sword, strap it back on, and go back outside. But I'm leaving the cloak carefully folded in a safe.
Alright, Godric, as you walk out, give me a perception.
Are there any windows in the swan pig?
There is not.
I'm gonna sling my loot and then kind of ease toward the door and peek.
One sec while I handle a PM.
So, as someone who's literally lived in a cave and first time seeing hope, I'm really curious how there's so many resources in one place compared to what I've seen. Yet no one really has their shit together. So I'm looking around at the leadership in the area. What is the leadership doing while all of this is starting to occur?
You give me a perception to see what you can actually see running around.
I'm looking for like their attitude and shit. Like, is they shit getting hostile? Like, are they being assholes? Are they squandering some shit away at the side for themselves? Why is there so much resource here and everyone's being, unruly and everything sucks? That's what.
So you notice a large amount of starvation. The only order that you see are over on the guard towers, up kind of on the walls. There are no guards like down on the ground with you. The only sort of people keeping order are what seems to be the merchants' bodyguards, trying to keep people back so they can get the supplies fully into the city and to wherever they're going. Some of the carts are headed towards the Church of Charm, some are headed to the Red Cross, some are headed straight to the market.
Okay, so we really have no city guards. We just have private guards.
Down where you're at, yes. The city guards are wound up on the walls.
Okay.
They're seeing it, but so far no one's doing anything.
So, I'm sorry, the people who are yelling, what do they look like?
You kind of have, these are the poor. These are the ones that are in the gray areas. These are the ones that are starving, can't afford to actually even eat the meat that's being sold. They get the second and third hand water, which is the one that's been used to bathe in, clean in, all the runoff.
I'll run down the street and catch up with her, and just kind of whisper in her.
Boss, this is going to turn ugly. I've seen this kind of thing before.
It's so weird. It's still weird.
What happened before?
Desperate people riot. They're gonna tear this meat market up. I'd suggest, and then they probably we'll move on to something more valuable. We might want to get out of the way or go somewhere more important to protect from the crowds.
Lead on.
I think we have to go grab Rule before we go.
Okay, so I'm turning around with Earl.
Well, did you ever leave the Swan Pig? Or you with them?
No, I'm hanging out in the threshold of the doorway, just kind of looking around.
Excellent.
Alright, I'm waving. I'm waving to Roll.
I'm gonna be like half carrying her back up the street towards Rolf. Pulling her at least.
I wave back.
Excellent. And from your vantage point there, you can actually see Sister Conti coming out. One of the carts has made it to her, and she's trying to hand now meat to the poor that have kind of gathered around the cart, trying to hand it out. But she's starting to get quickly overwhelmed. People are getting very handsy.
Can I see this?
You are up in the market. Those near the Swan Pig can see this. So Nissa, you would see this. Cass.
The lady who's handing stuff out, what does she look like? Is she wearing like certain colors or robes or something? Like, is
Yes.
she part of this church?
So you would know her from the Church of Charms. She's one of the cooks over there. Conti's the head cook for the kitchen, so she's trying to help it out. Tanti is also with her, but Conti's the one that's kind of being grabbed on pretty heavy.
Do they give out free food?
They are right now, yes. Normally they do as well.
How far away are the sisters from where I'm standing? In the doorway of the Swan Pig.
So you're about halfway in between. So let's call it a good 60 feet.
And how many people are surrounding the sisters?
30 to 40.
Alright, at this point, I go ahead and scoop up an extra demon on a stick, because demon meat turns out to be not that bad, and I start heading south.
Yeah, you're gonna follow the commotion coming from your south there.
Well, I'm kind of casually heading for the church, watching what's going on. I've never been around this many people in my entire life, so this is brand new.
Alright, so roll as you're watching this, Suki and Godric and Cass. And so go ahead and give me a perception and see if you can see this.
Me?
Yes.
Several people are typing.
You want perceptions from all of us?
No, just Solaire. You guys are definitely going to see it. You're close enough. So Solaire, you're going to see some type of figure jump from kind of a rooftop into the crowd. Cass, since you
some kind of figure.
Yeah, you know it's a humanoid jumped off the rooftop into the crowd.
Okay. Into the crowd aggressively or defensively? Do I have like any sense, like whether this is? Do I get the idea that this is an attack?
You're not sure.
Was there a flowing cape?
There was not.
What were you saying to me?
So, Cass, Godric, Rule, and Suki, you will see the Cass, you've been following this girl,
Yeah.
and
At this point, I'll head towards the cart.
yeah. So she's jumped in between the people grabbing on Sister Conti there, and she's drawn an arrow, and she's backing people up, trying to get Sister Conti out.
She's protecting her?
Yes, that is what it does appear.
Can I get up on top of the cart next to her?
Yeah.
Sweet. I'm gonna cast guidance on this elf.
Yeah, roll it.
Oh no, it just happened. It's a touch spell.
Yeah, you still have to roll your touch attack.
Oh no, there's no roll to. Basically, she gets a buff.
It would be a roll because I don't know him.
You get a
Yeah,
D4 to any.
You have to roll it. Yeah, it's still a touch.
Oh, okay, that's weird.
Probably if Nissa knew you, she would let you touch her, but since she doesn't know you and isn't expecting it, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, well,
for rolling,
already-
that's fine.
Already committing to it, so.
I like it. Yeah, that's good. So Nista hand's gonna grab you on the shoulder as you're drawn.
And yeah, there's a drow next to you.
At the touch, it would be a sudden like spin and arrow pointed at face. If it doesn't look like whoever just touched me has a weapon, then it would be immediately back to the crowd with a leery eye on the charcoaled elf.
So as the drow touches you, you're gonna get that feeling of kind of that piece coming to sharpness. That it feels like a good thing. Whatever the drow did to you, it feels good. It was not a no bad touch.
Okay. Yeah, back to the crowd. Broken elvish. Back! No food if hurt.
Screaming at the crowd in Elvish.
Fucking abyssal. God damn it! Fuck! Stupid people and their round-eared languages.
So Samir
I
and
can see that there's a fight for food.
you can now hear this. They're shouting. As you can hear this as well from where you're
these
at.
people are fighting over.
There's a fight, somebody screaming back, and you can assume weapons have been drawn.
And
Okay,
a sudden,
so describe
right.
what's around me. Like, where am I? Because I figure I'm at the junction.
You're
What's around
walking
me?
between the market. You have a lot of people. You're there on the path. You're following one of the carts as you head down toward the Church of Charms and the Red Cross.
And what is in the space in between these buildings? Just other smaller, crappier buildings?
A lot of angry fucking people. There's a lot of pushing. There's a lot of shoving. People are screaming for meat.
Alright, what I want to do is get to a structure nearby and casually set that bitch on fire. But not like burn the city down, just try and disperse some of the chaos.
He's gonna make more chaos.
Yeah. So you're gonna jump on or get to one of the buildings.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not looking to like burn down the building. I'm looking to create a lot of smoke just to freak people out and make them think something bad's about.
So you want a building, or I'll be nice and help you out like some type of
Like if there's a horse stable, I want to fucking light up the hay. So
Yeah,
I'm
there's
just
no
gonna create
hay.
a whole lot of smoke.
Yeah, we can get you some debris to light up. So yeah, it doesn't take you long to find a nice pile, run off. Now, what do you have to light it on fire with?
Tinderbox.
Excellent. Do you have an accelerant? Do you have any oil or anything? Some cloth?
Yeah, I mean, I got a ripped up shirt.
Excellent. I like it. Go ahead and give me a survival roll.
You said this crowd with the sisters is about 60 feet away.
There are now 2 people in the middle of that as well. You struggle a little bit, but you were able to get a small flame kind of going on this debris pile.
Okay, so I stoke it a little bit and try and get to the point where like I've actually got a nice plume of black smoke going, and then when I get the I get a threatening enough black smoke going, I run outside, I step out, I start screaming fire, clear the area.
So how are you going to try and feed it anything? You're going to try and just stoke it and blow on it. Basically what you have lit on here is scrap piles of covered in piss and shit.
Piss and shit fire.
It's basically what you got right now.
I'm just looking for a scary big ass cloud of smoke. Just enough for people to look over their shoulder and go, oh god.
So it'll get there, it's going to take some time unless you're going to feed it other items to get the flame hotter.
Not any of my items.
Aaron.
Yeah, it's probably going to get
anything to feed it.
15 to 20 minutes to get her up to that point.
Wow.
Alright, so, fuck. Might not be a viable idea then, because in 15 or 20 minutes, all this shit's gonna be fucking done.
It's going.
So, real quick.
So I determined that my idea is a fucking shit one. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So while he's off doing his flame on thing, gonna glance up at the burned elf, and you speak round ear in Abyssal.
Round ear?
Point at the humans. Round ear.
Yes.
Tell them to back off and calm down, or they don't get free food. I don't speak round ear, and it's been a very long time since I've spoken pointed ear. Yeah.
I see. Kaz will turn to the crowd and cast thaumaturgy to make her voice 3 times as loud.
Booming!
People, enough. Calm yourselves now.
So everybody hears this. There's no rolls on that one.
That's okay. I imagine that Rule and I have gotten together at this point.
Yeah, you all are sitting that there at the entrance to the Swan.
I'm slightly startled by this, and while my fire is still burning, I sort of step aside and I take a look and see what the hell that was.
So Cass and Nissa, dex saves. Your DC is 14.
Copy. Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and drop a 2nd level sleep spell on the crowd.
And I'm gonna support him and do the exact same thing on the other side of the from his.
Alright, so as you guys are casting, rocks start raining down on top of Nissa, on top of Cass, on top of Tati and Conti. Nissa, you will manage to avoid the damage. Cass, you actually get hit with one of the rocks and take 1.
So I have a decent vantage point. Can I see where these rocks are coming from? Is this like a magical hail of rocks?
Vantage point.
No, it's the crowd throwing shit.
Throwing.
So, Rule and Godric, go ahead and roll your sleeps.
Woo! Rule said, "Sleep, bitches."
Wait, I'm confused. What are we rolling here?
Were you casting sleep?
Yes. So we gotta be rolling 5d8 plus 2d8 for a 2nd level spell. So 78, and that number of hit points of creatures just drop unless they're immune to charm or undead.
Yes.
You have to roll to hit.
You shouldn't have to. I don't see it. I'm reading the spell and I don't see it saying I need to
No,
roll
it's just
anything.
AoE.
Yeah. So I don't know
Oh,
how many hit
whoever's
points all
watching
these
my
poor peasants
stream.
have, but we're about to really rock this crowd as far as putting it to sleep.
Oh,
I like it, sir.
So I will put 28 hit points worth of peasants to sleep, sir.
And 31 for me.
Starting from the lowest and working its way up. And we're just trying to create basically a cone around wagon, if that makes sense. Like just trying to give them a bubble of
Trying to see if they get a save to this. Don't see one.
Yeah, it's all about hit points. You just if they have 3 hit points, then it burns 3 of those hit points that we rolled, and then it goes to the next person.
Alright, so we'll assume you two are really good at accuracy and do not get Nissa or Cass.
Well, it
We're
starts with the
immune.
lowest hit point people, so I assume they're not the lowest hit points.
Also,
Correct.
I can't magically be put to sleep.
Me either.
That is perfect. Try
Now,
handling your
Sister
PM.
Conti or whoever, I can't speak for them. They may go down.
Is she a elf or half elf?
Conti?
Yeah.
The two Church of Charms know the humans.
And while we're casting this, I'm just gonna turn to Suki and say,
Once you get in there and get them out, boss, we'll take care of it from here. We'll try and clear yours.
So you guys are able to create a nice kind of bubble vacuum, and Solaire, Cass, and Nissa, you just see people start kind of toppling over. Sister Conti hits the floor, Sister Tanti hits the floor, like just this bubble of people will just start tipping over.
This
Alright.
is just gonna tilt her head like, huh? Go puppy.
So I see a bunch of crazy magic people, and this
What?
sister lady who appears to be trying to help people out, being like drug away by some.
Huh?
This guy that jumped down to help her and began to drag her away from the crowd before all this happened.
No one's drug anyone anywhere yet.
Okay. So I see this dude jump off the building, right? And then I see a bunch of crazy motherfuckers cast some magic and put everybody to sleep. And I'm thinking all these motherfuckers are trying to steal this food because everyone seems to be focused on food. So my claymore comes off my back and I start walking up to the situation.
Excellent, sir.
Actually, yeah, Kaz will take some of the food.
Like I said, this isn't puppy confusion stance.
hopefully Suki's going in there to explain what's happening. That was my intention.
Wait, what?
There may be a little lag. Try /R instead of the whole word. Sometimes that slows
as
it
we were
down.
casting that, I was kind of like, why don't you go in there and go get them out safely while we create the space for. I was hoping to send you into the bubble void, whatever, to pull them out of there.
Alright, hold on guys. Discord is lagging out. I'm going to switch servers for a second.
Hey kids, how do you know sleep?
Paladin.
Is it?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh.
Try now. Yeah, we're just... Their
I
servers...
think the bot died.
Shouldn't you be putting just a /R D20?
No. You can do 1d20. No, I think it's the server's lagging out. It's happened to us before.
It might just be the bot too.
Yeah.
I've had issues with it recently.
Hey, so I can like telepathically talk to Nissa and Abyssal and tell her, hey, it's okay. We're just trying to get the people out safely.
I love it.
A booming voice and Abyssal in your head, that's not going to scare anyone.
So you see Nissa start pointing the arrow in all sorts of directions, spinning around as you talk to her.
Like 2 more arrows go notched with the other ones. There's 3 arrows on her bow at the moment.
As maniacal laughter reigns in your head.
Exactly.
It's not unsettling at all to somebody who's almost dead.
Who has their back to me in this situation right now?
Well, considering
good.
everybody's asleep,
No, I mean like the players that are not.
There comes your rolls, babe.
I mean, they can see you. So no one really has their back to you. You're the only one standing, besides the 2 in the middle.
Well, I'm walking up to the situation with my sword out, having completely forgotten about that fire that I started.
Yeah, I'm sure nothing will come of that.
The fire's just going?
Yep, it's still going. Don't worry about that. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Day 1, we burned down hope.
So I shout and I call them all thieves, and you know I'm approaching the situation to kick someone.
So the arrow will land dead on him now. I don't know what language are you speaking in? Common?
I was gonna say English doesn't sound
Okay.
right. So
So yeah, he's speaking around here. So yeah, yep. He's got.
I just shout the word thieves as I'm coming up. Like I call everyone thieves, and I clearly make it known that I think y'all are trying to steal.
And then I'm gonna look up at Kaz. Shoot him?
Kaz shrugs. Because I am taking some food for myself.
So, how much of the crowd did we actually knock out?
Rough look, you've bought yourself about 3 minutes before the new section just starts trampling over the sleeping one.
No. Suki went in, like, Godric was hoping for. And I'm grabbing the lady who was giving people food, and I kind of gently shook her awake, and I'm pulling her into this one pig.
Which one, Sister Conti or Sister Chanti? You got 2 down, plus you have 2 people, one on the side of the cart, one on the meat.
So the arrow is going to be pointed between Suki and Solaire now, because Nissa has no idea what is going on. She came to protect the fucking people, now they're all sleeping, there's voices going on in her head, some dude is walking up with a big ass sword yelling at them in languages she doesn't understand.
Yeah, Kaz will point towards Solaire. I mean, if you're gonna shoot someone, I guess him.
Why is she taking her?
Kaz will look to Suki. Just kind
Suki,
of
we're
cock her head,
talking
like...
in Abyssal, so if you do speak it, you can understand us.
Yeah, I speak it. So I'm just gonna tell you guys.
So just tell us.
Hey guys, it's okay. I'm just gonna get her to safety, and I'm just gonna take. I don't know, like the oldest, most frail looking. I don't know who that would be, but I'm just gonna take like the oldest, most frail looking person and start dragging her first.
Why is everyone asleep? Why can't we just give them food so that they stop?
Oh, it's okay. My friend did that. It's just to make everybody happy for a little while.
Point the arrow back at the oncoming human. He's not happy.
No, he's not.
So at this point, I'm like within lunging distance, and I tell everyone
Just tell us.
to leave these people to their
To their what?
wares, meats, foods, goods.
Look at Suki, look at Kaz. Huh?
Oh, he said to just leave the people. And Kaz will nudge Nisa and just say, grab some food. What's cat?
I have food.
More for me?
So when Kaz reaches for the food, I don't chop his hand, but I chop the wood where he was reaching with my sword. Just overhand, sword in between your hand and what you were.
Oh, it's a female drow.
Oh, well, fucking use one of them voice things, man. But yeah, I don't care. You're a woman, equality. A sword in between what you're reaching for. Awkward.
Still wanna whip that sword out on her?
Sure do. Sword in between whatever she's reaching for, because I believe she is trying to stealing from these stars. And I'm suspect that there's people running this town taking things for themselves, because where I'm at, never seen this before, and it doesn't make sense to me that there could, be all this meat rolling through town and all these people starving and fighting over. And I'm not having it.
Look back over at Kaz. Is he broken? Seems to be missing pieces. And she'll kind of point at her head.
Kaz will cast Hold Person. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Your spell does not work.
What?
Consent. PvP must have consent.
Oh, I didn't know we were doing that. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not allowing PvP in session 1.
Because some people have killed other people.
Some.
Okay, I didn't know that. Then never mind. I won't cast that. I'll just put the food back down and be like, all right.
At this point, have I managed to pull at least one of the sisters away? I'm gonna tell Godric to get the other one.
Yeah. You can have your pick, Conti or Tanti.
All right, we got the aunties.
Yeah, I'll come.
Hey,
I'll
it's
come
all
strolling
good.
back down the way.
Correct.
All right, Godric. So as you kind of get in that middle of the circle, you notice that the crowd's starting to get a lot closer, and there seems to be twice as many now. And they are even more pissed off, and they are actually trampling, stepping on, and crushing the ones that are sleeping. So, Solaire, you're actually almost starting to be enveloped now.
All right,
And
so
these people are carrying,
I'm seeing these starving people stomping on top of all these other helpless people that they put to sleep, and
now they're
at this
armed.
point, at this point, I withdraw my sword and I walk to the other side of the cart, and I just attempt to shove it out into the crowd. I'm like, and I give both Nissa and Kaz kind of a look. I don't say it, but I give them a look
That he
like,
made it so much
huh,
worse.
clearly I might have got this situation wrong.
Well, Nissa is gonna be going wherever Kaz goes, so.
Kaz will jump off the cart. I guess not with food anymore, because someone had to spoil my food. And and head off towards the group that put the crowd to sleep.
When you jump off the cart with no food, I hand you a fistful of meat I'd snagged off the cart when pushing it out into the crowd, and I don't say anything to you, but my only goal was to just show you with what I'm doing, be like, okay, clearly I misjudged this situation.
All right, give me a strength check. Let's see if you can move the cart, since no one is helping you.
Fuck that round here.
Oh, do I see him doing that? Never mind.
Yes. You jumped off the cart, and he's going to try and throw it.
It's gonna lag out again.
So
Let's
Nacho,
call it 28.
Nacho, you've made it worse, sir.
Whoops.
So yeah, you're able to move the cart as it starts to, go over top of people, since they were all laying down asleep in front of it. So you've now killed like 6 people.
No, that's just being a dick. You know that's not what I was trying to do.
I mean, I can't help you with this.
I mean, to be fair, there's a sea of sleeping people.
Yeah, there's
around
a sea of sleeping people, and you just shoved a full meat cart over.
No, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? There's a crowd there. I'm like, look, you motherfuckers. If you want the meat, just fucking take it. I was trying to be nice, but apparently everyone in this fucking town is a dick.
They're waking up with a gentle shake as the cart rolls over them, and they scream in agony. The good news is, the fresh blood and new source of found meat has flooded the crowd as they begin to consume the cart and the ones that have rolled over them.
That's fine. I've got one of the, whichever of the Ponti or Conti, whatever one was still there, over my shoulder, and I'm just gonna say over the den as it starts getting out of control.
Come with us to the Swamp Pig quickly before it gets
Come
worse.
with us if you want to live.
Yeah, I assume at this point, like, I'm probably going into the door with the one of
Yeah,
them.
you have Conti. Godric has a hold of Tanti.
I'm getting away from this mess.
Cass that she was following. This is following Cass. And Solaris following that. Nacho, you have your own fun there. It's becoming quite impressive. Go ahead and give me check perceptions from Godric, since you're still out there, Cass, Solaire, and one from Nissa.
Hey, Soul, I have a question. How far away is Kaz from the flames?
You don't see him yet.
Oh, damn. Okay.
At this point in time, I start to remember that I recently set some things on fire.
He does a lot.
And I have now become very removed from the place I set those things on fire, and there's a crowd. And
Don't worry.
Fucked up.
That black smoke you got, you can see that black smoke now. And boy, is it billowing.
So I screamed fire to the crowd.
Aw,
I'm not even stopping
make that
to look
second.
I was gonna say, I'm sorry if it's the second.
I know, I just saw it. Oh, damn it, Godric.
So Godric and Nissa, you can tell by the way the smoke is, this is not a good fire. This is gonna get out of hand really quick.
So I will break away from Cass. I know what fires do in natural areas, and with all these wooden crazy things. Yeah, I'm gonna run over there. If there's like a pile of shit or anything on my way, I'll grab it. It's a good thing to put fires out with, especially when there's not a lot of dirt.
I
Anyone
tried
else
to
seeing
follow
this?
suit, obviously. Yeah, I'm trying to follow suit, obviously. Like, I feel obligated to attempt to put out said fire at this point.
How far away is the fire from the swan pig?
You're just over the other side of the building there, on the way to the market.
Like
So you're
across
probably
the
like,
street?
yeah, you're probably like 100 feet away, but it's kind of obstructed visually. There's some buildings between you and it. You're just able to see this really dark, thick black smoke now.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do about that. I'm just gonna go inside.
Alright, so we got Ash to the Swan Pig, Suki to the Swan Pig, Rules in the Swan Pig.
Godric's heading into the Swamp Pig with one of the brothers or sisters over.
Yep, you got Sister Tanti, Sister Conti's already in there. Cass, were you following this or you headed this way?
Nah, it's one pig.
Excellent. Alright, so
Look at all these good
Nacho,
characters ignoring
are you
Blade.
still there?
Yes.
Excellent. So as Nissa and Solera kind of follow up, you guys are gonna see. Go ahead and describe yourself, Nacho.
I'm a giant cat.
Nacho. I have everyone's character picture except for Az.
Hell yeah, it's a backseat.
Who is peeing on said fire, and obviously it's making it worse.
Kind of shove him aside as they come through.
Make it worse, people are gathered around now bringing corpses over to roast on said fire. They're trying to cook meat. They're like, this is like a s'mores party at this point. And the fire
like the flavor.
is starting to trail down into the trench. It's not quite into the moat.
That'll be where I start then, is to prevent the fire from spreading.
Okay.
And then I'll work my way up.
So I run to put out the fire, and I see these people like like going for the corpses of, you know, their fellow citizens and like fighting over each other and killing each other and roasting people on this fire that I started. And over the course of like the last 60 seconds, my attitude from feeling sympathy towards the people of this city just turns to disgust. And I put my sword away and I start looking around, trying to figure out whether I'm gonna go to the Swan Pig or the church.
Pigs.
Y'all motherfuckers need Jesus.
Like I look around and I see Nissa running towards the fire, and I see this crazy cat person pissing on. And I'm just like, you know what, fuck it. So I just these people all suck. So I'm gonna try and find what's useful here and get the hell out of here.
Nissa, go ahead and give me a survival check to put out that section. DC is 14.
What, bitches?
Yeah, you're able to stop that flow and cut it off from the fire spreading or getting any worse. So now there's just a large bonfire. People are roasting other
And I know.
people.
So then, since they're actually using it, and Nissa doesn't care if they use it, my goal is just to make sure that the fire can't spread to like other huts, as she would know them. So if that means putting a gap between where buildings may touch or whatever.
Yeah, that's good enough that you've stopped the spread.
Okay, well that's just gonna be her goal. So for however long that takes, then when she's done with that, it'll be try and find the burnt elf.
Well, you saw her heading into the building known as the Swan Pig, even though you don't know it's called that.
Yeah, she can't read.
But so you're gonna head back towards that direction?
Yeah.
Saying anything to the peeing cat?
Just no.
You haven't seen a furry creature like this before.
It would be a lot of confusion. There's a lot of shit going on for her at the moment, so yeah, it would be an eye up and down. He's got some good legs. She could eat those for a week. But yeah, she'll go back to wherever it is that burnt elf was.
Alright, Nacho. Random strange woman dressed in demon leathers come up and stop your terrible fire that you spread everywhere trying to put it out.
Mm-hmm.
She did eyeball your legs, yes sir.
Have I seen that the people that were involved in the incident at the cart have all kind of filtered into the Swan Pig?
Yeah, you saw them head that way.
Alright, I'm gonna go wander that way.
So ask me. Unmute yourself and fucking ask me.
What you looking at my legs for?
could eat on them for a week. Keep walking.
Alright, I don't know if these church ladies that we have inside the inn drink, like, ale. Is that a thing?
They don't drink. The church does, but not those two particularly.
I'm gonna order them one anyway.
Excellent.
And like, just tell them why they should not give things away for free.
Excellent. So you are in the Swan Pig, except for Nissa's headed that way. Not sure where Nacho is going. And Megan will run up to Godric. I was so worried about you. I'm so glad you're okay.
So I'm pretty much last into the Swan Pig. What the hell do I see walking into this place?
No, you're not.
Kaz will assist Suki in lecturing these people about not giving away free food.
It looks like a standard tavern. Nothing completely out of the ordinary. It's pretty rundown, but it's decent for where you're at. And Nissa, by this time, you're able to head into the Swan Pig as well.
I'll find my burnt elf friend and go sit there and start cleaning off my hands.
Suki is super into Kaz, like, watching her every move.
I assume Kaz would notice this.
Yeah, your passive perception is good enough to know you're getting eye fucked.
I actually didn't mean it like that, but okay.
Yeah, Kaz will turn to Suki and just offer out a hand. Kazrima.
Suki, pleasure to meet you.
As well.
And the giant cat walks into the door. Well, walks through the door, I guess, but into the door.
Meow.
Godric
So-
sneezes.
So as this cat walks in, I'm still like totally culture shocked, and I see the cat walk in behind
Oh
me,
my
and I sort of
goodness.
greet him. I'm trying to figure out what's going on, so I take off my glove and I extend my hand for a handshake to this cat
He's
person.
so cute. He's trying
And I
so
say,
hard.
"Greetings, I'm Solaire of Astoria, heir to the sun and son of Godwin, blood of Ale Beacon, the lord of the warriors of sunlight. What is your name?"
I scratch my head at this fucking guy and go, hi.
So I'm determined. I have my handshake, and like I feel as though I'm respecting some measure of fealty from this strange cat.
I am Nacho.
Nacho. Very well then. I put my hand down and I pat you on the shoulder. I was like, maybe you can tell me what's going on here.
I have no fucking clue. I don't know where the fuck I'm at.
Ah, that's as helpful as everyone else has been.
How close are we all together?
It's
Like,
not
how
that big of a tavern. You can hear all this.
Okay.
It's just
So,
Conti and Tonti are just
I
kind of
don't-
holding themselves.
I don't know how people work. So who's the next closest person to me and this cat person?
There's only like 6 tables in this place. It's not big.
Yeah, so like I'm taught who is the dead closest person?
He wants to know who to mess with next.
Excellent. It's Godric.
It's Godric. So I turn around and I give up on this cat person and I walk over to Godric and I extend my hand for a handshake. And I say, "Greetings, I'm Solaire of Astoria, heir to the sun, son of Godwin, blood of Aeodon, the great beacon, and lord of the warriors of sunlight. What is your name?"
Real fast, how tall are you?
Like 6'2".
I'll turn to you and give you sort of the deference that you were looking for, and then I'll say,
And the world owes you a hug, big man. Come here, bring it in.
So I kind of accept the hug, and at first I'm really awkward and just sort of limp, and then I'm like, because I'm trying to figure out what people do. So like when you hug me, I go in for it, and I sort of overdo it when I hug you back and like pick you up the same way you'd pick up your.
I say, my name is Godric. I'm a paladin of Aegis. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Paladin. Interesting. I've heard. Tell me about your god.
Oh, Lord.
My god used to be a whore. Have you really not heard of Aegis?
Well, no. Your god was a whore, you say. What's your god doing now?
Can I make a religion check on these two gods?
Yes.
Getting no response from Kaz, Nissa will turn to Suki. What are they doing?
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
You've
Yeah.
heard of them, but nothing you're familiar with.
Yeah, for a cleric, Kaz is pretty bad at religion checks.
I mean, you're a drow cleric, so stuff above ground, it makes sense.
It's also based on intelligence.
I was giving you an out, dude. I was giving you an out.
No, I know.
I'm gonna answer Nissa. They're measuring penis size.
Penis size.
Megan will perk up. Really? Who's playing? Is it
Megan,
Godric?
let me talk to you.
Baku, what's a penis?
Who'd you say that to?
It's like a sausage? Oh, okay.
She's speaking.
I-
she's just looking over her shoulder, talking into the air.
Is Nissa saying this in like a common tongue? These
No.
words?
It's all
So-
Abyssal.
Okay. So do I? Okay. I
You
can't.
don't know Abyssal.
Yeah, while Solaire and Godric are
I'm still eagerly awaiting to find out what this formerly whore of a god is up to these days. And I'm very I'm intent. I want to learn about this man's god.
You put it in buns? Huh. I didn't know you did that with a sausage.
So she's having a conversation with the air. You can see her speaking, but she's talking to no one you can see.
That's how you what?
Can I
This is
cast
gonna go bright red. Can you cast chill? Sorry, I cut you off.
detect thoughts?
nice.
Yeah, we're allowing detect thoughts.
I'm
Don't know
assuming
if
that
you'll hear
I
Baku.
hear. Who is it? Baku?
You don't hear that side of the conversation. It is not mental.
So let me see the characters for all the females we have here.
oh god.
You want all the female character pictures.
Yeah, for reasons.
Okay, well,
I mean, it's not mine.
Nissa and Kazriel have already been posted. You just have to scroll.
Oh, here comes the Suki. There's the Suki selfie.
There we go. Is there only 3 women?
Yeah.
Damn, we're gonna be fighting amongst ourselves the whole time.
Huh.
And there's Megan.
So
Fuck that bitch.
so is she like the barkeep?
Yes, she is the barwife.
Okay. So Godric seems to have trailed off. So I turn to the same thing and I give her the full handshake, but very awkwardly, like it's You can tell I'm a man hitting on a woman for the very first time in his entire life, as I tell her my name.
Who are you hitting on?
The barkeep bitch. You know, the attractive one.
So do it.
Yeah, you can't tell me what you're doing. You have to do it.
Gotcha. So I walk up and I said, "Greetings." And I like kind of lean into the bar and I give her like the eyes. And say, "I'm Solaire of Astoria. I assume you've heard of me."
You have a lot of names. Do you want something from the bar?
I do. Like at this point, I'm unaware that bars serve alcohol, so like, that was just a polite yes of me not knowing what I was talking.
Why don't you have a seat, hon? I'll come bring you an ale.
Ale. Okay. So I sit down just happy as a fucking clam and I take my seat at the bar like I got this human shit like figured out.
Glance over at Suki and motion, not looking at any of the men, at the priestesses or whatever, Tanti and Kanti. Are they okay?
Are they okay?
That's what I'm asking Suki. Sorry, that's Suki. Suki? I think we lost her. Roll, smack your wife.
No, she hits back.
Alright, well, that's going on. Megan's going to bring out a large tray and put a large pint of ale in front of everyone.
Sniff it.
I pick it up and just begin to like, I'm not chugging it, I'm just steadily drinking it in one big gulp. It's very awkwardly and very deliberately. Like I'm trying to blend in.
I'll just casually sip at it.
Blend in that nobody else is chugging it.
Yeah.
It's a great blend.
So I get about 3/4 of the way through the beer, and I notice no one else is doing it, and I just kind of set it down, and I just sit there and hold it with one hand on the bar while I look around at the room, and I've got a very rigid back and very upright and chest out, just kind of, yes, this is how people act in society. And just to give everyone a background on how I'm acting, I've lived my entire life with seven.
No. Our characters
You have to do that later. Like, you have to do that in game.
I'm just trying to express that, like, I don't.
You don't roll.
Yeah, but you can't. It has to be done in roleplay. They have to learn that about you.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Nissa will copy Kaz. Kaz is sipping small, so she'll take a small sip.
Kaz will turn to Nissa. So, only Abyssal?
Some pointier. Haven't used the language of my mother and father in many moons.
And in Elvish? What about Elvish?
That language, father, mother, in Elvish.
Right.
So in an attempt to make friends, I turn around and I kind of address the room and I say, "So, did anyone see how that fire got started?"
Solaire, what are you speaking?
Common, and I don't make sure that's all. I think I might actually know Elvish. Help me out. Where's that at on my character sheet here? Languages: Abyssal, Common, Sylvan.
He speaks Abyssal?
So, cool. Abyssal, Common, and Sylvan. That's useful.
Yes.
Sylvan is Elvish, right?
Sylvan's different than Elvish.
Sylvan's more fairy folk.
Dryads and whatnot.
Yeah, dryads.
However, you're speaking Abyssal, you can understand us when we're talking in Abyssal.
Okay. Well, I say it in common. I ask if anyone knew how that fire got started.
Kind of shrug.
Suki looks around the room to see if anybody acknowledges that.
Nissa's gonna glance around, look from Kaz, Suki, at the human. Huh?
Rules playing his lute.
I just smile and finish my beer and turn my
What
ass back.
is the round ear speaking about? He keeps saying things over and over again and grabbing people and comparing. Oh, she'll blush again. Sausages, and now he's saying things and everybody is quiet. What?
Oh, right. This is gonna take some getting used to. The fire. He wants to know if you know how it started.
And I'm listening, but...
Not how it started. No, point at the cat, but he peed on it and made it worse.
I tried.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine.
I fixed it. It will not spread. They're using it to cook their meat.
Just out of curiosity, are they cooking the people that were trampled
Yes.
when we put them to sleep?
Yes. They're cooking the people. They're cooking the demons. They're cooking meat. I don't know where it came from.
Kaz turns to Suki. Oh, so that was you?
Normal night here in Hope.
So I lean over to Godric and I try and ask him in the least awkward way I possibly can. I'm like,
Oh my
Godric, you
God.
say. So, is all of this normal? And I kind of gesture at everything that happened outside.
No, friend, this is pretty far from what's normal around here. I tell you, though, with two of the sisters in here, I fear for Elris at the hospital. There are probably many wounded out there. Perhaps we should gather up some excess bandages or something and see if we can go help them.
Well, it may be easier than I expected. It's strange to be around so many people that feel completely invisible.
Conti and Tanti stand up. We need to get back and see if there's anything left of the supply, or we won't be able to feed anyone.
So I'm feeling that ale, and I hear her saying, it says, well, madam, I have nothing better to do.
So, while he was talking to Godric, Nissa will have responded to Azrael, and in common, practicing, who are you?
I'll respond to you in Abyssal. I'm Azrael.
Hey, it worked! I said it right! Yes!
Kaz gently pats Nissa on the shoulder. Like, good job.
She's gonna bow it as, Nissa, Baku calls me Scraps. Nice to meet.
Conti and Tanti will take their leave.
I'm gonna ask Godric, can you escort them safely?
Yeah, I was planning on escorting the helpless people.
Yeah, I think the two of us can get them back to where they need to be, and we'll be back here shortly. You got it, boss.
Thank you.
I see Suki and the way he called her boss in their relationship, and I kind of picked up that I'm being super awkward. So this time I just stick out my hand for a handshake and say, Solaire.
Suki, much better. You should always do that.
And I start to ask, I feel like I want to ask you why, but I just kind of nod and head off.
As you start to ask, I grab you on the shoulder and start pushing you towards the door.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Alright, I'll carry on with you two in PMs, where the rest of you continue your conversation.
So, Suki, what brings you to hope other than, last vestige of civilization?
That's a very long discussion. Would you like a drink?
I think we already have drinks, actually.
Gonna order another round. From Megan.
Sure.
You talked to Megan, really?
Not nicely.
We're besties. I love Suki.
Oh no, I'll say
so
it in
good.
I'll say it in Abyssal so that Nisa can join in. Since apparently all of us know Abyssal.
Makes life easier for me.
I feel like Abyssal is common.
And this
Might
world,
as well
it's
be.
not surprising.
So Godric and Slayer, our chat's going to be in Church of Charms for what you two are seeing.
Okay.
What is this civilization you speak of?
People gathered together, towns and whatnot.
Every time I see people gathered together, they die. Usually eaten very, very quickly.
It doesn't have to be that way. It didn't used to be that way.
I guess. For me, it's been... She starts counting on her fingers while I actually pull up my numbers because I thought it was hilarious and actually wrote it down.
How many years ago was the sun destroyed?
150.
150.
What's a sun?
Yeah, I remember the world before the sun was gone. That damn eyesore.
It's been 4,000... 40,000. Oh, yes. 151 days since the sun and civilization.
Nissa, do you remember when there was a sun?
I was small.
I was not as small.
I was, barely walking when the last sun came. And 700 or so days later is when the last civilization I knew of was eaten. I lived with Baku ever since.
Is Baku here right now?
She's gonna point at her left shoulder. He's always with me.
Okay. I'm fairly familiar with this because I've been listening to other people with the same sort of affliction.
Oh, I don't know if you guys noticed in the picture, her left eye has burn marks all around it, and that eye itself is fiery red, while the other eye is a dark brown. It's hard to see in the picture.
I remember that description.
Yeah.
Kaz, do you remember what the world was like before?
Oh, I was 156, 7 at the. Word from the surface doesn't travel to the Underdark that well. for good reason.
Yeah, that's gonna perk up Suki's ears. She doesn't know anything about the Underdark. Other than what she's sort of read.
What race is Suki?
Half elf?
So you were born after?
Yeah, I'm like 100.
307.
Nice. Do you ever want it to go back to the way that it was?
I mean, before the sun? No. I have a whole new world to explore.
I think I've heard that Drow, like you, don't really like sunlight. Is that true?
No. In fact, that's why I left the Underdark. The sun's gone. It is much easier to travel now. Before what happened, I would have to limit myself to traveling at night. The sun makes it difficult to see things.
Is the sun what burned you? Is that why you're black?
So awesome. Why were you cooked so long?
Why are you so dark? No, that's just, that's just the way we look.
So nobody cooked you?
People have
She's
tried.
gonna kind of sniff at you a little. You don't smell cooked.
I'm not. We just have dark skin.
Ness is gonna look over at Suki, because I assume you have that pretty porcelain skin.
Yes, I'm pretty fair complected.
So, you're black. You're smooth. She's gonna look at herself. Dirt. She's got like that slightly tanned complexion. So, she's just comparing skins. No, Baku, don't. She's gonna reach over and pull something invisible out of the air right next to your head, away from you, and put back on her shoulder.
Who?
No. You don't get to play with her hair.
Kaz or Suki?
Suki's.
Do I feel my hair being pulled?
He didn't grab it in time.
Yeah.
She grabbed it just before it got to you. You would likely have felt the wind or the flutter before her hand touched.
Sorry, he likes pretty things.
Nissa, what does
No,
Baku look like?
Hold on. She's gonna grab a handful of nothing from in front of Kaz's chest and put back on her shoulder. I said no. He's like this big, and she'll kind of hold her hands apart, maybe 6 inches. Horns. Rawr. Little guy. No, yes, you're fearsome. You're, yes. Sorry. Yes.
Was he just trying to grab Kaz's tits? I thought you said by the chest? Damn.
He's, forgive him. He's only been around me for the 40,000 days. So, she's gonna look over at Azrael. What are you? Got dark pointy ear, partial pointy ear, cat.
An abyssal. I say I'm a gnome.
Gnome. Does that mean short?
As short as it gets.
How tall are gnomes? Like 3 feet?
3 feet, yeah, at max.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, gnomes and halflings are 2 to 3 feet.
Crotch height.
Depends on the crotch.
So many strange peoples. Have any of you killed any, hold on, what do I call them? Starving growlers before? I hate starving growlers.
What is a starving growler?
I mean, probably. I've killed a lot of things.
Starving growlers, I hate them. They've got 4 legs and a tail, very long snout. She's gonna start describing like a demon dog. It's not a death hound or hellhound or anything. It's just like a dog, like very skinny. What is it, baby?
Can I make an intelligence check on that?
Yeah, that would be a question for Soul from me. Like,
He's
how
still here.
common are they? Like, I mean, are they everywhere?
yes
Because
hounds.
if so, I've probably killed one at some point.
Or like the
Go ahead and
technical name.
let me see what skill I want to throw it on. So you can pick either your nature or your animal handling.
What is that pouty baby girl? Colin, will you let her out, please? Woo! Look at the gnome. Yes, hound.
Yeah, those are all good enough to know these are Yeth Hound that she is trying to describe to you.
Yeth hound?
Yeth Hounds. Azra, you're gonna know that it seems to be like her most hated creature, and she might even excel at hunting with her vast knowledge of them.
Are there a lot of those where you come from?
Can be. Depends on the season. That's what ate my family. So I kill them whenever I can. Colin! Will you let her out, please? Thank you.
Right.
You, I guess Azrael's listening in on this. The 3 of you, do you, kill a lot of things?
Nacho's here too, by the way. Tack. Yes. Every day. Survive.
Not as much since I've come to the city. But yeah, before that. For survival.
Whenever the chance arises.
Interesting.
It's how you get food, and she'll kind of tap her armor, clothes, tap her arrows, weapons, shinies. Get lots of shinies.
And do any of you leave the city often?
First time here.
I'm fairly new here.
From time to time.
Look over at the cat.
Hey, Nacho.
I don't even know where I'm at.
You're still in the bar with us, dude.
My monastery burned to the ground.
Yeah, we're all in the bar.
Oh, he means he doesn't actually know where he's at. That's what his character said.
I don't know where I'm at.
Although to be fair, we're so Nisa can take part.
I am told we are in Hope, and she'll get real excited and reach in a pouch and pull out papers. Balric gave me papers.
Oh, so you know Balric.
He's very nice. He gave me papers and taught me words.
Can I see your papers, Nissa?
Just pass over her papers. It's like immigration documents saying who you are and that you're allowed to be there. That's what the papers are.
Does everybody have those?
Scott.
No, they don't. You would notice it carries the seal of the guards.
He's very nice. I like him.
Nissa, did you do work for them?
I found them after they killed that big king demon. And Balric came over and talked to me for a long time, and we talked back and forth, and he got my name and he wrote it down, and he made me papers, and he taught me some round ear words like nightmare and who are you and Balric and Maw Demon.
Ulrich, yeah, I met him too.
The general is very scary looking. Baku doesn't like him, but he doesn't bother me so much. His sword very interesting.
You met the captain?
The general?
So was I told captain or general?
The red cloak?
The super badass dude that I fucking crit failed a wisdom save.
He's gone by both names. Either or.
Yeah, okay.
Balric said general. Whatever general is.
Oh, I met one of his men. He said captain, but yeah. Yeah. Did you, notice that all of his men had rings?
Redstone, black outer.
I have a feeling those rings do something.
Probably. Baku's is probably protection against his sword.
Against Baku's sword?
When
the general's sword?
Suki, have you met the general?
Didn't you notice the sword gives off waves of fear, and the general's very strong. Have you seen him holding that sword and he's like shaking? The sword wants to come over and eat you. He's very, very strong.
Yeah. I have a feeling the ring protects them.
I didn't notice the ring, but yeah, he's super creepy.
I've lived long enough amongst demons, and you tend to pay very close attention. And Baku is very helpful, and Baku really doesn't like him, so he's very particular. But I don't know if Baku is right.
Is Baku affected by the general?
The sword wanted to eat Baku.
Oh. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, Baku's a demon. And since they kill demons, makes sense. Thankfully, Baku's barely a bite. She'll like bite at her shoulder playfully.
No.
Why? They feed you and clothe you and give you tools. She's gonna reach in her bag and pull out a huge freaking tooth. How big are they? You said 6 inches and larger, Soul?
This sounds right.
It's like a brownish tooth. Can make mini arrowheads.
Yes, they can be useful for in such a way. They also killed the last group of people I traveled with.
Demons kill people. Kind of be nodding her head like, normal every day.
Well, yeah. Speaking of which,
You lived.
I did.
Your friends have been gone a long time.
Right side.
Azrael, where are you from?
I'm just making sure that he's not getting on her.
Here.
Born and raised in Hope?
Born, not so much raised. Still working that one out. Nobody ever gets raised in Hope. They just kind of survive until they're old and dead.
I was gonna say, you're 3 feet tall. You didn't get raised very much.
Oh.
Wah wah.
Says the furball.
How old does Azrael look?
Weathered.
Did you say leathered or weathered?
Weathered.
Leathered, okay, I did hear it right.
Either.
So do all people, and she's kind of waving her hands a little unsteadily around the room at you all, do all hunt? You've got strange weapons.
Yeah, what is everyone equipped with?
Can I just like do the the whole Wolverine thing and just like bust out my claws? Like these are my weapons.
Your little cat claws.
Suki's eyes get a little big.
And Godric and Solara will come through the door about this time.
Because you have, pointing at Kaz, really big curvy blade on a stick. And Suki, you have a staff, did you say?
Oh, Kaz doesn't actually have that.
Oh, I thought you had it with you. It's not like
No,
you can
for
hide
some
them.
reason in 5th edition, sights are not a thing.
Aw.
I know, right? It would have been so perfect, but no, Kaz has a rapier.
Okay.
You see a light crossbow on my back.
Also Warhammer.
Azrael has a rapier and a short bow.
Skinny tooth blades. What can you kill with those?
Nissa, I can kill with so much more.
I have, just gonna kind of try and take off her bow a little unsteadily, like, as she's drinking more and more ale. I have shooter, and she'll pull out a mace, smasher, and I have, she'll pull out a short sword. I have blade stick.
So we walk in and everyone has pulled their weapons out.
Yeah, they're totally comparing weapons.
Okay, in like a way that they're just showing them off.
And this doesn't look like she's looking down on you guys and your rapiers or anything. She's just completely amazed.
I don't really use my bow a lot. It's more for hunting. If I have to kill something, I just use my hands.
You're a caster?
Yeah.
What is a caster? Sips the ale.
Magic.
Most powerful mage I've seen.
Magic. Mage. New words.
Is Godric referring to Suki?
What? Okay. Baku explaining.
And yeah, I was referring to Suki.
Okay. Kaz will just kind of look to Suki like,
Nissa, does the drink in the cup actually go down?
Mm-hmm.
Suki is so watching that intently.
yeah. Kaz is also very concerned about this.
Nice. I was like, fuck you all. I'm playing music.
I mean, Kaz does appreciate the ambient music.
Roll performance check. Excellent. Nacho performance check.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he's good at it. He's had a lot of practice.
It's always free bird.
I think I'd like to see someone play Freebird with a pan flute.
You're not terrible at it. Merle's definitely better, but you do a good backup. And, Megan will go out and kind of clear away with a little spot to dance. She's looking straight at God. She's giving him quite the sexy eye dance.
Will not make eye contact and will blush the whole time.
This is gonna go check out this music stuff. Like, holy shit, how's he getting that sound from that thing?
It's music, Nissa. Have you ever heard music?
Mm-mm.
Okay, Suki's gonna like stand up and kind of like sway and do like a little sexy dance. You know, as sexy as it can be to Freebird. I don't.
And Megan will run over right with Suki and do the sexy dance.
Pushing that bitch
come
away.
on. You have to dance with me. They'll love it.
Megan, I'm not drunk enough.
Dance?
So you want to be drunk enough?
Alright,
You
so...
still want to dance with me?
No. Suki grabs
Megan.
Nissa.
No, Nissa has to dance with me.
Turns my back on Megan. I grab Nissa, and I like grab her by the arms and I make her sway. Nissa, this is dancing.
And Megan grabs Godric, whispers softly, I want you to dance with me.
Suki gives him the fucking evil eye.
So do you want like an acrobatics or an athletics check?
I better not tonight. It's been a rough night, you know, a lot to drink. Woo, it's all going to my head.
No, hold me closer.
I'll lean over and ask Godric, kind of quietly into his ears, like, are you one of those paladins that took that oath that you don't, and I kind of point toward...
And Nissa is amazingly limber and nimble at this dance you're teaching her. She looks good.
That's it, Nissa. You got it.
A vow of what?
Celibacy, I think is what they call it.
Megan will turn around. There's none of that here. We don't do celibacy and hope. Do we,
Let's
Godric?
Marvin Gaye and
Well,
get
what?
it on.
So
can we-
when Megan says that, I kind of tune out completely from Godric and walk over her way and said, "Well, to be completely honest, you're the first woman I've met." So I reach into my pocket and I kind of get my gold. And I set it on the counter and I say, "So how does this work exactly?"
This is work exactly.
I'm not a whore. This is a bar.
Godric, you said you knew a whore.
I said I worshipped a former whore.
Jesus Christ.
Huh. So I pick up my gold and I put it back in my pocket and I look very disappointed.
Especially
Besides-
since we don't use gold.
No
Yeah, the
one-
gems, you know what I mean.
Did I come
Sure.
back to Suki and Issa dancing?
Suki's teaching Nissa how to dance, and Nissa crit success.
Kaz,
Jesus.
join us.
Can we get a ratchet check?
Yeah, you know what? Kaz will join.
You
Kaz,
got that
performance?
healing that I want.
Performance or acrobatics, whichever is higher.
Acrobatics.
Yeah, you're pretty good at it too.
Doing some Underdark dances.
There's a lot of shaking going on, Godric. How's that shadow doing?
I'll lean over to Solaire and I'll say, a vow to chastity? What? What kind of vow would that bitch require? Sass? Torment? No, I haven't made any vows to her, but I'm sure she would welcome it. She is the controlling type.
Chastity. I look a little confused.
Do what?
I'll just kick at my shadow a little bit.
So I lean back over to Godric a little bit. I point at the women dancing. Kind of point back at myself. You can kind of see that I'm trying to find the words, and I just kind of point back over there. And you can tell that I'm thinking. I just kind of stare intently and watch them dance. And you can tell that I have a question that I don't quite know how.
Look,
What's
friend,
up,
if
pussycat?
it's advice you want, then I am not the person to be asking. I don't know how any of this thing works.
Do you just, like, hold them down?
Megan looks at Godric. Oh, I can show you how it works.
I turn back around and I say, well, could I watch?
No, my problem is I have too many watchers.
How would that be a problem?
We're in the room with them, Suki. We can hear it.
Yeah, Suki, you would have heard that.
Suki would have burst out laughing.
Well, if you're listening in, she's liking the show.
I know the sword and the spear and the shield. Everything outside of that is beyond my skill set.
I know bladed sticks. She kind of wobbles a little.
I lean over to Godric and say, I've got the swording and the stabbing
back.
down. It's the sheath that I still need.
So kind of stumble over to the table, finish off the ale. Bladed sticks. I know bladed sticks. Yes.
Did you say blade instinct?
No, bladed sticks.
Okay.
She'll kind of hold up a short sword. Bladed stick.
So, in drunk girl fashion, I'm gonna go over to Nessa, and I'm gonna be like, maybe we should put the bladed stick away whenever you drink the ale. It makes your head go fuzzy, and you don't make good decisions. Yeah, you don't make good decisions. So keep the sharp, pointy things away.
Don't want to be far from pointing stick, cause demons never know. Poof.
Yeah, keep it. Just, keep it in the sheath.
Strangest water I have ever had. It's good though. It's good. She's gonna like tap around, grab her mace, and try and put him away like Suki said. All the while giggling.
Nissa, does Baku fight with you when you kill things?
At Cass? What? Baku? Baku? She's gonna turn and look at Cass. And her shoulder at Cass.
Kaz is distracted.
Does it look like an angry
Well, I
stare?
stand up and very formally announce, well, I need to shit. And I wander off.
What you
Totally out of
do?
character. I'll be right back.
What you do, Baku? And she's pointing at Cass.
Cash, you're still covered, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, something I forgot I neglected to mention. Kaz is wearing like a bandana around her face, kind of like a bandit.
What's wrong, Baku?
Okay, I definitely would have asked about that.
Baku's looking at Cass very weird, like lots of different. He's not happy.
Hey, Kaz, what's with the, bandana?
Kaz is not paying attention to this conversation.
What is Kaz locked in on?
She's kind of just...
Go ahead and give me perception checks.
Yeah.
Everyone?
Yeah. Across the board, everybody's wanting to know what's going on with Cass.
Do you want me to do it at disadvantage since she's been drinking for the first time?
Good enough. So, Godric and Suki, you notice that there's a conversation going on somewhere, and it's unnerving. She's talking somehow with someone.
Fuck, I don't have any more detect thoughts.
Wait, Kaz is talking to someone?
Yes.
There's a lot of
There's a very serious and concerning conversation going on.
Can we hear his side of it, or her side of it?
If she was speaking aloud, yes. She is not yet.
Hey, DM.
Yes.
What constitutes a short rest?
4 hours.
4 hours of rest.
Short rest is 1 hour.
Well, it's whatever the DM says.
I'm-
Yeah, sure.
I stepped back. I stepped away for just a second. Did I miss a roll initiative?
No.
No. Not
Oh,
yet.
I saw that everyone could roll.
No, they were rolling perception. You stepped away, so you did not.
All right, well, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Let's see.
Does drinking and dancing constitute a rest?
It does not.
God damn it.
I like it though. But go ahead and cast it, because I think this is going to be better this way. I thought you still had one left.
Okay, so right this minute, I'll wander out of the bathroom.
That's not in the tavern. You actually got to go outside and you're pissing in the moat. Or dropping a log in the moat.
Nah, just had to pee.
Just had to pee.
So I'll wander back in the tavern then?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so at this point, I'll walk back into the tavern. What the fuck's going on?
Okay, so I'm casting Detect Thoughts on Kaz to see just like surface thoughts, like what's going through Kaz's head. Like I should be able to, in theory, DM correct me, but I think I should be able to hear what Kaz is saying.
Correct.
I'm just gonna be honest, I hope she crit fails and all she gets is
No, there's no roll on Detect Thoughts.
Yeah, there's no roll on it. So you came in at Cass said, why would I do that? I said,
Okay, so let me clarify, Kaz. It's just surface thoughts, but like if you're speaking to somebody, I think I can hear everything.
Oh no,
you're saying.
I'm playing a great old one Warlock as well. I know what Detect Thoughts does.
Okay. Kick ass.
Dude, Warlock's the best.
So what do I hear?
You can start out, why would I do that?
So
is where she's picking that up.
Why would I do that? I serve.
Screaming. So
Hold on.
Kaz
No. Kaz is not saying anything.
No, so only Suki's able to hear this.
Okay.
Do you want me to message Suki?
Yeah, you can message it. It's probably easier.
So what's caught my attention?
Nothing. They're still sexy dancing.
Okay, so the same thing's going on. That's what I wasn't sure.
No, the sexy dancing is kind of moved over to the table where Nissa was finishing off her drink and grabbing her weapons because Godric said something about swords, and Suki made me put them away. And then it was Baku to Kaz, and everybody stopped and looked at Kaz, and that's where we were.
If I saw Nissa, if I saw Nissa pulling her bow, I would kind of like gently put my hand on her arm and like pat her arm ever so gently. Like, you don't need to do that.
So, Suki, those are the three things you hear.
Does Nissa freak out when I touch her?
No. It will startle her a little bit, but she won't like freak out or anything.
Oh shit, I can't send you a picture, Suki.
Reminder, Suki, you could always delve deeper with Detect Thought.
Yeah, but I won't want to give away my shit.
Yeah, I know. It's... Yeah, that part's the worst part about Detect Thought.
So, Suki, here's the image that you get flashed when you detect thoughts while this conversation is going. I have to put it in public because I can't PM you.
It lasts a minute.
Why can't you PM her?
Oh, Jesus. Oh, right, I did see that.
Uh-huh.
Alrighty then.
And the other reason she would get that is because that's who you're thinking about.
Table flip.
Hey, DM question.
Yes.
I can also use a spell to detect the presence of thinking creatures that I can't see.
Oh my god, please do it. I've been waiting for you to use that one all...
I mean, it's up to Soul.
Yeah, I love it. Are you gonna pop it?
Well, it says on my turn, so I'm assuming that's like 6 seconds.
Well, we're not.
So-
We're not in combat, so it's any time.
Well then, heck yeah, I'm trying to like detect the thoughts of whoever he's talking to.
So you don't feel a presence there. You do feel a strong presence around Nisha's shoulder. And you do feel a strong presence behind Godric.
Yeah. Okay, so like I already knew that there was a strong presence around Godric. So like if I'm familiar with that presence, would I like, you know what I mean? Could I differentiate?
Yes, these are two different beings. And these are not what Cass is talking to.
Okay.
It's all
I
waiting for a
remember.
response if you have one.
I remember. Okay. The world makes sense again.
Yeah, so
I will not give it away.
I moved my spell to try to find who you're talking to. Do I get anything?
That picture. That is just that just keeps coming back to you.
A little Concernicus. But I don't show it.
Godric, you have those 3 dots on your forehead from the picture, yeah?
Yes.
Just kind of like lift her finger up and kind of point at your forehead. What are those for?
Those are vows. Farrell.
What is a vow?
That is a promise I have spoken before my goddess to uphold certain truths that she required.
Truths. Like, I'll only eat at lunchtime.
Similar, yeah.
No, I will not. No. No. Sorry. Baku likes your friend. She'll kind of point over your shoulder. But I won't let him play with her. Just like I won't let him play with Suki or Kazrina?
Oh,
Yeah, I'll look down at the shadow and then look up at you and say,
does your shadow speak to you?
Not my shadow. Baku. She'll point at her shoulder. And then she'll cover her left eye. And he's gone. But I want to ignore him. And she'll release her left eye. And he's there. All the time.
Hey, Soul, let me know when I can stop sending my thoughts to Suki.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop it. Cause
Yep, you're good then.
I feel
Okay.
like I'm pretty freaked out after I got the image, and I don't really understand what it is because it's different than Godric and Nissa.
So, can I take a check on whether or not I pick up on Suki being kind of freaked out by something she can't see?
You can make a perception check on it, but she's hit it pretty well. She's given no responses.
Suki's pretty stoic.
It was 18. Close. So no, you don't get a sense of anything with Suki is going on. It's pretty obvious Cass is distracted.
Deadpan, bitches.
Kaz is off what? Talking to himself?
Her. She's distracted. You're not exactly sure what's going on with her, but she's seen kind of like head in the clouds.
She's kind of just like leaning up against a pillar, kind of holding herself like around the weight, like around the torso.
Suki walks over to Kaz. Kaz, dance with me. Why not?
And everybody will hear a loud, booming crack, like lightning, but it echoes.
Does it sound like it's coming from outside?
It actually sounds like it came from the tavern itself.
So right as because right before the lightning booms, I lean over to Godric and I try and get his attention. I say, "So tell me about Aegis," and I'm basically cut off.
Did it have a point of origin?
Cass.
Yeah.
Kaz is of origin.
Yeah.
Kaz will say out loud.
I spill my beer all over Godric.
Hosprod, protect me.
Can you spell that for me?
Actually, yeah, I'm rolling with that. So when this boom happens, I'm at the bar with my beer, and I freak out.
Spell that?
I just throw my beer all over the dancing women, completely accidentally, but I end up slinging beer all over the dance.
I'm gonna clutch my loot to my chest and go diving under the nearest table.
Very heroic.
Nissa would probably dive behind Godric, arrow pulled from behind him like he's a tree.
And Kaz will just clutch her holy symbol around her neck.
Megan is airborne into Godric.
While the women are both moving besides me, I'm actually gonna do like that soccer slide after you score a goal on your knees, down one of the tables towards Kaz, like drawing my shield as I go.
Question: is Kaz surprised by this? You said Kaz was the origin. Does this also, does she seem surprised?
She's basically kind of locked up right now.
Okay.
And
So locked
on
up
her knees, clutching her holy symbol.
Okay. So she was this? I'm trying to figure out if she's panicked.
And she's pretty reserved.
I'm minute better. Kaz has a holy symbol. Can I tell what she's clutching?
Yeah, so
Things
that
I
would
can't
probably be
make up.
like a religion check.
Sorry, give him a second. I think he's doing a PM.
All good.
Because I'm so fucking great at those. Suki is not a religious person.
That's fine. Oddly enough, neither is Kaz.
You haven't fucked clue. That was your religion check to see what she was gripping?
Yep.
Yeah, no idea.
You can just say yes or no.
Amazing.
You may not be religious, but you're about to get a holy man up in your grill, sir.
I was guessing where. What do I need to roll to do a run by snatching of the veil? No damage to her or anything like that. Slight.
Everybody hold on a moment. There's something very entertaining about to go on. We'll see how this roll comes out.
Oh yeah. Is that an attack?
No PvP. Well, that sleight of hand versus AC is mean. Wouldn't that be like? So I'm gonna fight for it, like athletics or something. Dex.
Kaz, deck save.
Okay.
Promise it's not PvP tech. It's not.
No, I know.
Okay.
Oop, I sent that to Soul.
I don't think the die roller works in PMs.
Does not.
It does not.
They're funny though.
Amazing.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Kaz is completely distracted and does not is not even aware that Nissa runs by and just grabs the bandana off.
Oh.
What do we see?
Oh.
I'd like to remind you that I am knee sliding towards you with my shield out at the moment, down a long table.
I appreciate that.
So on the side of Cass's face that is burned in.
Baku says connection. And she'll point at the mark.
And Nisa did that?
Yeah, Nissa grabbed it.
Okay, just for my notes.
Those looking visually, it's fresh. It's a deep, deep burn. It's a brand. It goes down to bone level.
Do I recognize a symbol from, like, anything historical that I may have read?
She's a warlock.
Yes, you are a warlock. God, but it's a. You know what? Let's make this an int check for you.
I'm also a sage.
Do I get any kind of roll at this for religion?
Yeah, religion. We'll do the warlock on int, since that's the more accurate for her. Oh, that's a good roll. So you know it's demonic, but that's the best you can tell. Godric, your PM's got.
I wonder if we can fix you. Yeah, that's what he said, Suki.
Technically devil. But yeah.
Yeah.
Have you tried healing?
No amount of healing will fix this.
Baku says it's bad.
It's bad.
How can we fix you?
That's what I want to know.
Glance over it. The demon man. Everything's okay.
What? Why? How?
It's okay.
Who are you?
So as I'm sliding across the table, I kind of like force myself to miss crashing and just come up sort of in awe and say,
You're fucked.
Were you there?
And I'm just gonna walk around kind of sniffing him to see if I can, like, smell it on him.
Kaz will just kind of push him away, like, hey, personal boundaries. Where?
It's okay. Clay?
Have you been in the... You've stood in front of him? Because he didn't get out as far as I know.
You. Some guy says you're his? Baku says personal claim? Huh?
Kaz will look up to Godric and say, you know who did this?
I'm gonna take a religion check and see if I can get any clues to what just.
Yeah.
You don't need to. I'm about to give it out here. I'll just say, I'll almost whisper it as sort of like half awe, you know?
Asmodeus.
Kaz.
He touched you?
Kaz cringes at that name.
Why would you let him touch you?
You think I had a choice? That pretender.
Since no one else seems to have done it, I'd grab a rag and what little clean water I see behind the counter and offer it to her.
And, not gonna wash off.
That one.
Well, I imagine it probably hurts like a motherfucker.
Soul doesn't hurt.
Not anymore, do you?
No. And I push the rag away.
Why would a demon lord claim the cleric of another's
Do you
faith?
guys hear this? That's totally my puppy. She's pouting at me because she wants something, but she's laying down taking a nap at the same time. What are you doing?
I'm apparently a part of a deal.
Suki knows more about deals than I do. I'm not really math literate.
Oh, goodness.
Caswell looked at Suki.
Sugi, do you know who Asmodeus is out of character? Because your character would know.
Okay, but Kristen doesn't know.
So you're gonna have to give her info.
Okay, let me give you the big thing.
Google knows.
I mean, aside from Diablo.
Always knows.
Correct.
The king of all hell.
Yeah.
So, as a very religiously raised but reluctant person, I get it. I start to get worried. And I'm backing away from Suki and Godric, trying to figure out exactly what we're dealing with once I get a closer look at the wound. Can you describe the wound itself?
I'll give you the picture.
No, I don't mean like the shape of it. I mean, like, is this a dry wound? Is her face like completely wrecked? Or teeth show?
It's a burn. Sorry, you were probably
It's
there
a
too
burn.
when he gave the description.
Yeah, it's branded down to the bone.
Kaz will hear when say, the day I arrived in Hope, I met Asmodeus. He branded me.
Asmodeus was here.
This is gonna jump up and run outside. Boric!
Okay, bye.
No, there's more going on there.
I step in front of the
Literally, she's gonna
door
go
and put
run
my
and look
hands
for
up, like
Boric.
try
He's gonna
and
try
try
and
to
stop
get her
me,
to
it's not
reconsider
gonna work.
bringing any attention to what's going on until we figure out what this.
I will roll a dex to get past him if you let him in front of the door.
When
before me.
Nissa runs for the door, Rule goes diving behind.
Where are you diving?
Behind what? You cut out.
Behind the bar.
Excellent. And he looks good doing it.
Dead sexy.
He had great lines.
Oh, you poor woman, and I thought the demons were punishing me.
Devil, but yes. Apparently, there was a deal. And I'm owed to him.
Wait, now I'm just curious. You got traded like a fucking football player? You got traded to the
You're
Cleveland
gonna
Browns?
need to answer him.
Yeah, this is fucking news to me, dude.
That's some bullshit free agency, man. You got to get a new agent.
It's the Underdark. What do you expect from them?
And he looks good. That is a sexy fucking tiefling.
That's right. I bet your Rule knows more about this. I'm gonna call his ass over here.
I mean, aren't all tieflings sexy?
There's 12 hit points.
Rule, brother, come here and take a look at this. You've got some background in this stuff, right?
I
You
just
know these
messaged
people.
you really what she's doing. Not a, hey,
Oh man.
well, I
I'm
figured they
good over
probably go
here.
out towards the front, so that's where I'm gonna run. It's not a come save us from Kaz, she's marked by a demon. It's you guys, how did his big sword let that here? Maybe I'll get some information from the general on how to
Kaz,
fix
did
Kaz.
Asmodeus say why he was in Hope? Or do we have any inkling of what he is up to?
He's here for me.
Kaz, how long ago was this?
So how many days between session 0 and 1?
You have 1 day in between.
Yesterday.
By the way, I love how casual you say he's here for me. Just the king of all devils. Yeah, he's here for me.
I mean, it's true.
Can you patch the peas? He's here for me.
I mean,
He owes me a beer or a job. It's all good.
look, a part of Kaz can't help but be a bit proud of this.
Yeah, you'll see Godric look down at his shadow.
No, we can't give him to him.
Damn, what?
Oh, I love it. There are
I
two
met
more
him
of
yesterday.
those zeros as well.
He showed up,
There's 2 bottles.
said
No, don't apologize.
I'm owed to him.
You're fine.
Why
Don't
would
apologize.
she be owed to him? Did you make a deal?
I didn't. I'm sworn to Hosrod.
Religion check.
Yeah, Godric, you're on the money.
Yeah, you couldn't not be.
If you want to send him a quick PM on your god, or I can do it. I can both do
Yeah,
it.
I'll do it. I mean, actually, Kiz already kind of knows.
Okay.
You're being fought over between a death snake and the king of hell.
I mean, I can't help but feel a bit proud about that, can I?
Goodness
It's your skin,
gracious.
friend.
Yeah.
I mean, you are pretty hot.
Kaz kind of looks a bit confused towards Suki. But also appreciative. Apparently, the Underdark was protected against whatever fucked up the surface. And part of that deal was that Asmodeus gets me.
And you don't want to go.
I serve Hosrod.
Another loud booming clap from Cass comes out.
And he doesn't move, or like, do we feel a wind or anything from?
Yes. It's felt. So like a sonic wave kind of passes through everyone.
Is there an upstairs to the tavern?
Suki grabs him by the fucking arm. I told you it's okay.
No, this ain't good shit. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Okay, so Solaire did stay. He just stepped out a couple feet. So
Anyone
it's just
needs
me.
a drink, I think it ought to be you.
Megan.
Kaz
Can
will
we get
look.
something really strong for my friend here?
Kaz
Yes,
will-
Sister Suki.
Kaz
Oh, I
will-
love how you say my name.
Goddamn.
How
Kaz
strong
will-
you want?
Kaz will look at Godric and ask, "You know the glory
Solaire
of
didn't. He says he
Hosrod?"
didn't actually follow me all the way. He just went a few steps to make sure no guards.
So
were
I'll
it's just me.
want to interject and ask Kaz. So Kaz, let me get this straight. Two gods are fighting over your soul.
Asmodeus is not a god.
Well, let me ask you this. Which one said he'll give you everything you want?
Asmodeus.
Then pick the
Well-
other one.
I mean, Asmodeus offered me immortality, and that is a sin.
Is immortality what you want?
Immortality is a sin in my eyes.
I didn't ask you if it was a sin. I asked if it's what you want.
No.
Well, then that clears up at least that part of it. So, what does Asmodeus want in exchange for immortality?
It's fine. Do it however you want
Asmodeus
to do
just
it, babe.
wants me.
To
You're doing the Megan part in the wrong
stand
channel, though.
next to him for all of eternity?
Yeah.
To be his queen.
You put Megan in. It's all good. All good, babe.
What's the other one want?
Hosrod?
Sure.
Hosrod demands only one thing.
Mhm.
Death.
Of who?
Just in general.
Just in general.
Hosrod is god of death in all forms.
Well, that sounds like a complicated situation to be in. So I have one more question. Why won't they leave?
Who?
House Rod and Asmodeus.
I serve Hosrod. I am the cleric of Hosrod.
Okay. So you're willingly with this Hosrod guy. And Asmodeus is doing what?
I am a cleric of Hosrod, god of death. Asmodeus wants me as his bride.
Yeah, Godric will sort of nod and say,
By the way, I think you offered another round of drinks happened. Kaz will be on her third drink.
Sure.
as we slide the drink over to Kaz for the next drink, the next round.
-2?
Yeah, it's not a good sign.
Yes,
no,
that's a
it's
6 con.
Yeah, that shot fucks you up. That burned before you even got it to your lips, and it was worse going down.
Go ahead and describe the scene while I run to the bathroom for 30 seconds.
Suki is pouring liquid courage down his face. I slap Lul a little bit, like, softly on the cheek. And say, there. It'll be better soon.
I'm back. Is Yuki still around?
Yuki? Yuki's not here, dude. She's.
Sorry, Suki.
Yeah, Yuki's around here.
Yeah, Yuki's around somewhere.
We bet Yuki could fix this.
I'll bet you she could too.
I mean, fuck, we already got Asmodeus. We got enough problems here. Don't invoke Yuki.
Hey, DM, I was gonna ask you, like, I know that I'm kind of, like, preoccupied, but would I have heard any of that from Kaz and God?
Yeah, they're speaking in the same language. You guys are all really close to each other.
I think we established the bar is pretty small.
Yeah, you can still hear everything. Unless somebody deliberately says that they're whispering, it's assumed that you can hear it.
So yeah, Asmodeus is after me. I don't know what that means for the town of Hope.
So, have you agreed to anything with Asmodeus, or?
No, I don't serve him.
A man chooses, while a slave obeys. Choose to follow the oaths you want. If they kill you, at least you'll still be chosen.
and I'll sort of make sure he gets that drink the rest of the way into her.
So what? I think in the original encounter, Asmodeus said he wants me to be his cleric.
You're to be his bride.
Okay, I could have sworn you also said just, like, to serve him.
So that was the original offer you got, was to switch allegiances to be a cleric of Asmodeus. You declined. And now
I told
was your
him
punishment.
I told him I don't serve pretenders.
Well, this is why you have the problem you do, sir.
I know.
Okay.
Asmodeus can go fuck himself.
I assume it's the only place. He'll know where that is.
Makes you feel any better, you're not even the most immediate problem this town has. So, you may not even make it long enough for it to matter.
Alright, yep, I'm gonna run back.
Guys kind of looked
I
up
have
to
a really
Godric.
high movement speed too, so I'm keeping
Honestly, I came here to, well,
And Nissa will stroll back in.
Well, it'll be like a run to a skidding stop inside.
in Abyssal. Where did you go?
So in the morning, we have a meeting with a guy who might be able to fix you. Yes, we all have to go. Balric is setting up the meeting because he is a very nice person.
What is this meeting about?
Point at Kaz's face. Fixing.
I mean, she's not that ugly.
Huh? So walk up all confused straight up to Kaz and point at the scar. No, fix. Connection is bad.
I can't remember if I asked this. Kaz will look to Godric. Why do you know my god?
My mentor made sure that we were familiar with as many of the religions out there as possible.
Is this going to be a problem?
No, you do you, sir. I'm going
Ma'am.
to show you how to live life correctly.
You
And
said
hopefully
sir.
you learn from my example. If you choose not to, then that's your fate.
Alright, as we approach time, we're going to wrap up session 1 here. Anyone doing anything important here before it closes? I will assume everybody's staying at the Swan Pig.
That is where I'm staying, because that is where Balric's coming.
Sure.
Going to bed alone. You hope, Godric, you hope.
Kaz will say one last thing. If you're going to help me, or whatever, healing people isn't my thing, but as long as you help me, I will.
Slap her on the back. Of course we help.
As long as you'll help others afterwards, I'll help.
I will help you all. Anyone outside of us, I don't care.
Alright, and we will officially end session here. So we'll pick up morning for next session, and you guys will have a meeting to go to. You'll have some small time to prep between yourselves to decide how you all want to address said meeting. The meeting will be between you all.
I haven't told them.
Nissa hasn't given you the rest of the info. Well, good luck with that. So much for pre-gaming.
So all I know is that I'm being taken in.
No. All I know is, Kismet, you need to say surprise motherfucker. I've been waiting all damn night for that bass to say surprise motherfucker.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Kiz, I need your voice modulator.
It's not. That's him.
He's not using one.
He's not using one. That's
No, I'm
totally
not
just
using it.
him.
I am so turned on.
It's a voice copy of the guy I work with, actually. I've just been mocking him for years and never thought to steal it for this game.
I'm thoroughly impressed.
It actually
And
kind of
just-
hurts my throat.
Just so you know, Nissa is taking everyone, not just you.
Oh no, I know, and I understand that. I understand that it's not against Kaz.
It's embarrassing how long I had to practice saying teriyaki in that accent. It's really hard.
Great.
I'm impressed you had the foresight.
No, I mean, I was sitting at this desk right here before I gave the line, like, teriyaki. Just trying to work out how to pronounce.
Wait, so is Godric the only person that knows about Kaz's god?
I think I said the words death snake, so I think they're all aware at least roughly what we're talking about.
Nissa wasn't there for that part.
The only other one who may have an inkling is Nacho. I don't think he rolled on it.
I was gonna ask if I could, but yeah.
Yeah, it'd be a religion check on you.
Yeah, that snake behind her in her character portrait is her god.
At this point, Suki's pretty confused because, well, you know
No.
her issue with.
I don't know shit.
Yeah, you've never heard of a death snake before.
We ain't found shit.
But you're welcome
Snake
to
on this
learn
motherfucking
about
plane.
Death Snack.
Your religion may try and impregnate it and eat it.
Suki is very welcome to ask Kaz about her religion.
It'll happen at some point.
Have you heard the good word of death?
Oh,
Alright,
Oh.
for those with hard time cutoffs, we're gonna officially end here.
I think
Yeah.
Nissa's gonna, not understanding what a bed is, probably just go lay down in a corner or something.
It
And
goes
Godric,
that
you
far?
can see Megan for your key.
do we all have separate rooms?
Yes, you all have your own rooms. You can double up if you want to, but there is enough space. And you guys do take up the entire inn.
I feel like
Does
I've
it-
been here long enough to have my own key without having to check with her every time.
Same.
Does it
I would
cost
like
anything?
to take a persuasion check on sleeping with the bartender before we call it a night.
He really wants to fuck Megan.
Good luck, sir. Go ahead.
Come on, I want to see crit failure. Come on, come on.
18, sir. That's why everybody knows we're fair. Can you get
What
you
check
some
is
Megan?
that? Charisma, persuasion?
Persuasion, he said.
For Megan? Is that who we're rolling for here?
Yep.
Yeah. He wants to sleep with Megan. No!
You fail miserably, sir.
Ah! I made it! Sorry.
Huh.
Well, that's different. Wasn't expecting that.
Now, what should have happened is I should have hit a nat 20, and then she also should have hit the 18, and we should have just called it there.
Nah. When Nissa is more
So,
innocent, though, it'd probably be more like, it's cold. Come here.
so Megan is going to go teach Nista how to lay in a bed properly. This is how to sleep. Kind of.
This is so cute.
Hello, friends.
Yeah, right?
So I had to do it just because it was funny. I've got no bonuses or whatever.
I'm just letting you, unless we're in a dire situation, I'm taking a persuasion check. I'm banging something at the end of every.
Okay.